but it's Rockline, the show where you ask the questions for the biggest stars in rock and roll. Hello again, I'm Bob Coburn. Rockline is brought to you in part by Budweiser. Nothing beats a Bud. And by AT&T, the proud sponsor of the 1992 Olympic team. Tonight, it's the second of 2 consecutive Rockline shows with Van Halen, this time featuring Michael Anthony and Sammy Hagar. So get your questions ready and call us toll-free in the U.S. and Canada at 1-800-344-ROCK. That's 1-800-344-7625. One number toll-free from anywhere in North America. Tonight, it's part 2 of our salute to Van Halen and Rockline. You know, we started this 2 shows back-to-back tradition with Van Halen a few years ago, and now they won't come on the show unless they get 2 of them back-to-back, you know. Well, live and let learn.
You want to comment? We are the four-headed monster. The four-headed monster.
Oh, tell me something I don't know, man. Now, you guys got your work cut out for you, because last week was really a special show with Alex and Eddie. It was outstanding, and they made me an honorary Van Halen brother, so I hope you guys have cash and prizes with you tonight.
Well, you can be an outcast like us, number one, and number 2, we know that Alex did all the talking, and Eddie just went,
they did.
Yeah or no.
I don't know about you, Bob, but I got my red rocker shades on here, too.
There you go. Those look good, man.
There we go.
Make you a tough guy just by putting those on. New line of shades from Sammy. Let's officially
Well, I got to
welcome our guest
compensate
tonight.
my income. This split the 4 ways don't get it, let me tell you.
That's it, man. Let's officially welcome our guest tonight, Mr. Michael Anthony.
Hello, hello.
Mr. Sammy Hagar.
Yo.
Now,
What's up? No.
you guys. This is going to be one of those nights, huh? It's
Bob
one of
Coburn voice.
I started early today because I had to have dinner before the show, and that was a big mistake.
Yeah, well, see, there you go.
Judging by your shirt, you started out with maybe a little pasta there.
Let's see if we can tell exactly what Sammy had for dinner tonight. I hear you guys have been working on a new video for right now. Is that done, or how far along are you with that?
Well, we're supposed to do it. It was supposed to be being done this week, and what happened is we had 2 directors kind of flake off on us.
Oh, really?
Are there any directors out there?
Yeah, plenty of them, and they're calling right now.
We're kind of demanding because it's like, we don't want to just let someone have a free hand and then all of a sudden go, oh, that's us? So, we kind of know what we want, and some directors don't want to do it that way. They just, they want to do what they want, which is okay, but we're just kind of self-indulgent.
We just want it our way.
You want it your way. Well, I can't
There's
blame
a
you
word for that, but we won't use it on No, but seriously,
Now, I think one of the videos that did turn out really well is Runaround. Were you happy with that, with the way it came out?
Yeah. There was about 3 hours of footage of girls doing like real erotic stuff in that we took out of the video because it was like making us look like the background guys.
That all wound up at Sammy's house. He's got all that footage.
Yeah, I bet.
But videos are weird. You have an idea and you have a concept, and the director tells you what he's going to do, and when it's all done, you go, oh, that's not what either one of us really thought, is it? So it's kind of scary.
It's kind of like chop, 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 and then what you have left, the band.
Now, without getting too technical about how they did that, there's a lot of motion in that. Was the stage actually moving? How'd they do that with the cameras?
Yeah, that stage was turning at about, at the end of it, if you stood on the end of it, it was like turning about 40 miles an hour. It would throw you off the stage.
Off the stage,
I'm not
really,
joking.
yeah.
If you stood there, it would throw you off. It was scary in hell, and you get dizzy.
They had Al's whole drum set was chained down to it. He was like, leaning over to try to get it.
Michael, you look like you're going to be airborne a couple of times.
I almost became part of the props in the back.
It was really, really, really nauseating. But anyways.
Yeah, well, we're going to start with that tonight, at least the audio portion of that. It's Runaround Van Halen For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, beginning Rockline tonight with Sammy and Michael on the Global Satellite Network. Sammy, you're a man of your word. You're saying you're going to write a new Rockline theme. I'm going to hold you to it.
That's right. That one's outdated now.
Yeah. No, we make sure we keep that one alive. Sammy's writing a new
hold my breath on that.
Do you make any money for this stuff? If you write the theme song, you paid 3 cents every time it's played or something?
That's exactly what we pay. Yeah.
Okay, we'll find somebody else.
So get cracking, okay?
Call Eddie, will you?
Yeah, man. Just like the folks who got to talk with Alex and Eddie last week, everyone who gets on the air tonight with Michael and Sammy will receive an autographed CD copy of For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, courtesy of Warner Brothers Records, and all 4 signatures will be on there, I understand. So, all right, let's hit the phones, you guys. We got Buddy on the line in Ocala, Florida, listening to WDIZ in Orlando. Buddy, you're on the Rock Line with Sammy and Michael.
Hey, guys.
Hey, buddy.
I'd first like to congratulate you all and tell you all what a great job you did on this album.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I guess the first thing I wanted to ask you was that there were some pranks being played. I went to the Orlando, Florida concert, and there were pranks being played. and specifically the time when Alice in Chains came out during the 5150 walk in their underwear. Yeah, it didn't impress me too much, but I just wanted to know what you and Eddie and Alex and...
Did you have any female friends you brought along? Were they impressed?
Yeah, my sister was real impressed with that.
Well, to be honest, Alice,
why he wasn't.
We really became friends with that band because they were really, really, down guys, and they were cool. And, we hung with them a lot and stuff. And that was a real surprise. I promise you it wasn't planned, and they like, blew my mind. Because,
I don't know. They seem to dance around you most of the time.
Well, the funny thing is one of the guys in the band's like, like a real slender kind of guy. I saw him from the back. I'm going, yo, look at the butt on that. And then the guy turned around, like, I had to, like, sleep with a light on after that. You know what I mean? It was tough. But I almost bought one of them, man. That was real tough, man. But other than that, that's fun. That was a real surprise.
It's great. Any band that's opening up with us or whatever, it's like really relaxed. We're all good friends, but by the end of the tour, it's bound that something's going to go on like that.
Yeah, well, count on it,
I think that band's great, personally. I really think
they did the first leg of the tour, and Baby Animals will do the second leg, and I guess Alice in Chains is going to do the two makeup dates, too.
That's right, in Seattle and Portland.
And that's coming up the 22nd and 23rd of January.
Which is their hometown. You watch them blow us up. I'll kill them.
Man, I got to get home and pack.
Now, Alex it was Eddie, I guess, that said last week that the reason that you postponed those dates and rescheduled them was he was afraid you would go up there and play, and that Sammy would say, my voice isn't good, we'll do a makeup show here in the future. So,
yeah, the voice got a little bit of free show paranoia. But no, I really lost my voice in Canada, and I did 4 shows that were really about, the first one's about 60%, next one about 50, then 40, then 30, and I said, that's it, in Tacoma. I announced it on stage to the band and to everyone that this is the last show. So I just couldn't do it. It's real tough. It's real stressful.
Yeah, but they're headed your way up in the Pacific Northwest there. Buddy, thanks. We're going to talk to John now. He's in Chico, California, listening to 93.9 KFM. Hi.
Chico.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey. Great. You going to college up there, bro?
I went and seen you in Mountain View. A great show.
Oh,
your hometown.
Yeah, Shoreline up there.
Shoreline.
Couple good ones. I think they were great, too.
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed them. Hey, I want to know, in your days with Montrose, did you learn anything that made you a better musician or singer?
Well, actually, I did.
Back off
you, Michael.
Yeah, Mike learned how to play bass in that band. To be honest with you, I learned that after that band that I would never play in a band situation. The reason I was a solo artist for 10 years after that is because I said I'll never play in a band where I'm not in control over who I play with, and I will only play with people I like as friends. That's what I learned from that band, and that was a great band, but it was, we weren't friends, and we became enemies, and it was like really, really ugly. The last year of that band, it almost, cured me of ever wanting to play rock and roll again. But anyway, that's really what I learned, as well as Ronnie was a great guitar player, and I learned a lot from him. I stole some good licks, man.
Yeah, there you go, John. Thanks for calling. It's Brian's turn now. He's in Arlington Heights, Illinois, listening to the Loop FM 98 in Chicago. Brian, you're on the Rockline.
All right.
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Brian, what's happening?
Oh,
Mikey's drunk.
I saw you guys last summer. It was beautiful. Over at Poplar Creek. Hey, Mike, you're from Chicago Heights.
Yeah, my hometown.
All right.
South Side.
Anyways, I was wondering, Sammy, since you've joined the group, I was wondering, is your writing style changed, the whole group? And, do you guys find it harder or easier to write as years go by?
Easier. It's harder for me in a funny way because lyrics, you kind of get into the point where you don't want to say the same things over and over again. It's hard to find inspiration, but the writing has totally changed for me because I've always, before, wrote music and lyrics and everything, and now I just write the lyrics and the melody, and the band writes the music pretty much, and it's different for me because I really concentrate on it, and I start getting, like this last album, I got really, really hung up on it to where the lyrics started getting to be, I'd rewrite each song about 10 times. I'm going,
Sammy coming to go, well, this is the 10th version I've got for this time.
I'm telling you, it's becoming stressful, just writing, changing one word here and there. But anyway, I think it's gotten better from being in this band. My writing has definitely upscaled in this band, and I think the whole band's writing better songs personally. But
you had a title for everything on this. First 10 minutes, you heard everything, didn't you?
Since I joined this band, that's been it.
Pretty much. You should have the one where he said, "Oh, that's pound cake."
That guy just nailed it.
No.
Yeah.
I always walk in about 2 hours late to this studio, and the band is like about into the tune a little bit in music, and I walk in, I hear it for, I swear, 5 minutes, and I go, That's Pound Cake. That's Pleasure Dome. That, I name them, and then I go back and try to write the lyrics.
Did you come up with a couple of song ideas lyrically that somebody said, you can't do a song about that? Go back and come up with something else.
And the other one that got a lot of flack was Pound Cake, really. Yeah, Pound Cake. Yeah. I changed the title of that 3 or 4 times.
Now, I hear you have some feelings about Spanked as far as censorship goes, that they're stickering records, but anybody can pick up a 976 line and a little kid can call.
Exactly. Originally, that was like a tongue-in-cheek kind of way of burning on censorship without bringing it up too strong, because it's an issue that's kind of over the hill now. But same time, it's really true. To me, they want to sticker a record that has a bad word on it. And it's like, I can sit there and watch TV and see this chick come on TV and go, hey, call me up and I'll do this and that over the phone. I'm going, well, what's happening, Mom? but the point is that, if my 7-year-old son called up and said, hey, what's up? She'd probably tell him, for $35 a minute or whatever. So the point is, it's like, it's really stupid. Censorship is so out of whack.
Call her up on the Spank line.
I'm so insecure, and I put songs in such a high range, and I have to, scream them to sing them like I really mean it. But that song is sort of a joke. But I can't sing it.
You can't sing it like
that's
it. That's
right. I can't sing in a joking manner, so it sounds real serious, but it's pretty much a joke.
Well, those 976 lines can be fun until you get the bill, You ever see the bill in one of those things? I hear they're real bad. I hear they're really terrible.
Yeah, Eddie's bill's real bad.
We got more phone calls for you guys. The next one is in San Ramon, California. It's Shannon, and Shannon is listening to 97.3 KRQR in San Francisco. Shannon, you're on the Rockline.
Rocker.
Sammy, Mike, what's up?
Hi.
Hey,
Mike is. I can see it from here.
Huh? Love it. I just wanted to tell you guys thank you for making my very first Van Halen concert so incredibly special.
At
And
Shoreline?
thank you very much for being in such a cool band, because you guys don't have an attitude at all.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad you picked up, because we don't. Sometimes it scares us to death, but we don't. But thank you.
Anyways, Mike, I wanted to ask you, what went through your mind the very first time you ever jammed with Eddie and Alex?
The very first time I heard,
He can't remember back that far.
Let me set this up right. The very first time I jammed with Eddie and Alex, it was in a little garage in Pasadena, up down here, and Ed was playing. It was like the garage was so small, I could barely even get what little amp I had in there. And these guys just blew me away the way they were playing, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna keep up with these guys, because I knew them. I'd seen their band play many times, and I was just kind of like, whoa, blown away that it even asked me to jam with them. And I think it was Al who went, well, would you like to join the band? And I went, yeah.
See, Mike had a PA system and a van. That's real important in them days.
Hey, now, wait a minute. You mean that?
He's got gear. Hire him. How old were you when this took place?
Gosh, I think I was about 23.
Yeah. Still a pup, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm about 25 now.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm 90.
Shannon, thanks for calling. We got Chris on the line. He's in Vernon, British Columbia, listening to The Lizard in Kelowna, British Columbia.
Playing with the lizard?
Playing with the lizard, yeah. You're on the air with us there, Chris.
Cool. Sammy, Mike, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Good, Chris.
Geez, I saw your concert in Vancouver. It was cooking.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, Sammy, you got one hell of pipes on you, man.
Oh yeah, that's a show where when I canceled the whole damn tour off the show. But thanks a lot. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. The only thing I'm proud of is that I tried my butt off. I did not.
Your acoustic. I was so impressed with your acoustic guitar when you played Eagles Fly.
Oh, thanks.
You got to put that on your next album whenever that comes out.
Yeah, acoustically it'd be kind of cool, because originally it was on my solo album before this, right after the 5150 album, and I did it with a band though. I mean, so acoustically it really comes across. I love that song personally.
Now, is that the show you told me you only gave about 20% to? Is that the one?
No, I was about 40%. No, I gave 150%, but I was about my chops were about 40%. But that's what I'm just trying to say, is that we did the whole show, didn't cut one song out. I even did my acoustic number, but it took some big ones to do it, but at the same time it was tough.
Yeah, but I'm glad night after night.
It was cold.
No, it wasn't that. I just blow my voice out doing some other crazy stuff.
Yeah. Well, Chris, did we take care of you, or do you have more?
Playing role.
I want to hear about
what's that?
I want to hear about some of the crazy stuff you're blowing your voice.
Let Chris have his turn, you guys. What's going on, Chris?
Yeah. How do you feel about your guitar playing role? Ever since you joined Van Halen, you kind of been playing sidetrack to Eddie there, and I was kind of wondering how you felt about that.
No kidding. What would you do? The thing is I never consider myself like a gunslinger on guitar. I've always played guitar just to have fun and to write songs with, and I always consider myself a singer and a songwriter. And I just play guitar in this band for fun when it's necessary. But it would be impossible. Jimi Hendrix would have to come back for this stuff to sing and play the stuff that some of these riffs and stuff that Eddie writes. So I don't know. I like the role I'm playing. I'm real comfortable with it. It's like it's easier than if I had to play and sing. It'd be real tough in this band. And I practice at home. I play for fun. I go out and I jam with blues bands and stuff like that.
There you go. Chris, thanks for calling. We got Buddy. He's been waiting on the line in Studio City, a listener of 95.5 KLOS. Buddy, you're on.
Hey, buddy, Sam?
Oh, man, this is Buddy
No.
Love. Hey, listen, I'm gonna bust him. This is Eddie, everybody. He has no disguise. No disguise.
Sam,
what's up?
You're the greatest, man.
Ed, tell Mike that I know it, would you? What's up, Ed? What are you doing? You eating that chicken I cooked the other night? I cooked for these guys the other
Yeah,
day.
this is what happened to me.
What happened?
Oh, you mean it flew up out of your esophagus, onto your coffee table?
Too inside, Ed. Come on now. We didn't blow your show for you now. Yo, Ed, how about our jam, though? How about the jam we had yesterday?
Oh, man, it was silly.
I was playing guitar, Ed was playing bass, and Alex was playing drums, and it was one of the worst bands you've ever heard in your life.
I know. Well, you need a better guitarist.
No, I thought it was a rhythm section that suffered myself.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what, man. It sounds like you guys need some help. You want me and Al to come by?
Yeah, come on down, will you?
All right, see
like
you in a
about
minute,
10:30. No, about 10:30.
Yeah, what time's the show? 10 o'clock?
We'll go on and have some
10 after 10.
California time.
We'll go on and have a drink.
Eddie, you got to work on your disguises there. You didn't get 2 words out, man.
Yeah, no.
Eddie, come on, Eddie.
You gotta get
Mike never lets anyone talk.
Come on, Ed. You're cutting in on the real people's time here.
Hey, wait. Oh, I gotta go. Somebody's See you later, guys.
Got somebody cooler in the front
Ed,
porch.
you will see me later, too, Ed. You will see me later. You will see
We'll
me
see you
later.
like right
Thanks,
after the
Ed.
show.
We're taking a time out. We're coming back. Come back with us, all right? Toll free, 1-800-344-ROCK. That's the number to call. We're talking rock and roll on the Rockline on the Global Satellite Network.
Hi, this is Frank Hanna from Tesla, and next week we'll be here ready to take your phone calls live and nationwide on Rockline. Now back to you, BC.
And also in next week's show will be The Storm, featuring former Santana and Journey keyboardist Greg Raleigh and vocalist Kevin Chalfant, who was in 707. That's Tesla and The Storm, a week from tonight on Rockline. We're going to play Dreams from 5150 right now. Why aren't you guys doing this live?
Well, it's so funny. When we put this set together, we're playing about 2.5 hours, and we tried to just pick a few from each album and mainly play the new album. This song, I don't know. I love this song. It's really, really hard to do live because it's a keyboard song and it's a guitar song. And I can't play guitar and sing it. I can barely sing the damn thing to start with. But
I don't want to have to be singing it every night. No.
I want to do this song bad, but it's a tough song. I can't explain it. It's one of them songs that kind of doesn't fit anywhere.
Yeah,
It like throws the vibe too sideways. When the song's over, everybody's like all serious and nice. Like, yeah, and then the next song's like, it doesn't match with it. It's a weird song. I love the song. It's one of the greatest, uplifting, probably most inspired song we've ever written.
It is. One of the most inspiring songs ever,
I think it's real important.
From 5150, Dreams, Van Halen. Oh, that'll make you feel good. That's Dreams from 5150, Van Halen on Rockline. We're with Sammy and Michael from the band. A couple of concert dates quickly. We mentioned the first two, the 22nd and 23rd in the Pacific Northwest. Also, coming up the 28th, they're back in Dallas again. This time you got to pay to get in, though. They play for free all the time back there.
Sammy's voice will be having.
Then Austin, Texas on the 29th to 31st. They will be in Houston at the Summit. Then February 2nd, the Myriad in Oklahoma City. Wichita, Kansas on the 3rd. Then Carbondale, Illinois, the 5th of February on the 7th, Riverfront Coliseum, and then it's in Cincinnati, of course. We have more calls for you. We're going to head to Tokyo Bay this time around. Yumiko is on the line, a listener of Bay FM 78. Welcome to Rockline.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Yumiko.
Hello, Michael.
This is
Danny.
Japan?
It's Japan.
Yumiko.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
I haven't seen you guys for a long time in Tokyo.
It's been a while.
It's been a couple of years now.
We haven't been on tour, though. It's not like we've been neglecting Tokyo, just that we didn't go on tour. It took us 3 years after that tour for a break and do the album and blah, blah, blah. Now we're on tour in America, and hopefully we'll come back over there.
What's your question, Yumiko?
My question is, everybody in your band has a lot of money now, so what's the motivation that keeps the band going?
Well, it never was money to start with. That kind of ends like with your first hit. Honestly, I'm not joking. It really it isn't. If that's your motivation, then once you get that, you get lazy. To me, my motivation, which is feeds off this band. It is to get better and to always hold my weight. It's like almost like ego, but not ego like, hey, I want to be somebody. Like, hey, I want to impress these guys. I always wanted to be better every time they hear me sing. And it's like, it's respect between each other and also love for what we're doing, what we chose to do in our lives. And to be honest with you, it's a very honest answer. And money has been 10 years ago.
Ever since I was a little kid and picked up a tennis racket and pretend like I was playing bass, I said,
That's for you, huh?
It's fun doing what we do, to be honest with you. It's more fun than sitting around your house, looking at the ocean beat at your door or whatever. It's more fun than anything, and it's a kick. And in order to keep doing this on the level we're doing it, we have to remain good. And I think we really try to be better each time out. And
so you challenge each other just by being
and ourselves.
Mutual respect,
That's great to hear you, Miko. Thanks for the call. We got Drew on the line in Denver. 106.7 KAZY is our station there. Drew, you're on the show.
How's it going, guys?
All right, Drew.
Great, I'm rich.
Is it cold enough for you?
But it don't matter to you, right?
I wish I was rich too, man.
Yeah, I wish.
Well, if it doesn't matter to Sammy, maybe he can mail you a little check.
I'll take it.
I'm not joking.
But I'm a senior at East High School in town, and an anti-drug, anti-alcohol multimedia presentation.
Cool.
Sponsored by Taco Bell and Pepsi was shown at my school.
No commercials.
Right Now was in it. And I was wondering how Van Halen became involved in this project.
I didn't know Van Halen was involved in it.
Neither did I, but that's great.
First of all. Yeah, go ahead.
No,
no, it's like the endorsement side of it. You're talking about Coca-Cola and Pepsi, whatever. It's like, we've never endorsed anything like that, and we kind of don't do that. And so other than that, I would just... Mike, anyone in this band would always endorse anything that has to do with mankind bettering themselves and, what's good for people, but not necessarily make a bunch of money for somebody.
But the song to be used for a cause, good cause like that, too. That's great.
Yeah, you can't argue with the cause. Drew, thanks for being on the show tonight.
And I am pro that, Drew.
And we're going to talk with Sean, who is in Richmond, Kentucky, listening to 98 Rock Double Q in Lexington. And Sean, you're on the Rockline with us.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Sean.
Looking forward to seeing you guys in Cincinnati and Louisville coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. You got tickets for both shows?
Both shows. Going to be a back-to-back.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Road trip.
Well, you be the
little
judge.
road trip for you.
Yeah, road trip.
Funny how these Van Halen shows are always back-to-back,
Guys, a lot of controversy has come up over some of the rap musicians. I know sampling other people's music. I know you guys were involved in a lawsuit with a particular rap act that used the main riff for Ain't Talking About Love. I never did hear what came about with that. What happened with that lawsuit, and how do you feel in general about people stealing other people's music?
Well, if they steal it, they should pay for it, to be honest with you. But it wasn't to do with me. That was to do with the other guy. So maybe Mike's. I think the band probably got paid for it in the long run, but only because it was the guys were saying in the band, I think that they weren't, the band that stole it were saying, oh, we didn't steal it. It's like, well, come on, man. What do you think, we're stupid? I think they should pay for it.
How many bars was that they were using? Yeah.
I just think they should pay for it not because people need more money, but because it's just, it's like,
because
hey,
it was someone else's and they took
exactly,
it.
It's walking in somebody's house and saying, hey, I like that couch. I'm going to just borrow it, okay? It's going to be in my house.
But I'm not going to bring it back.
Yeah. It's going to be in my house for a while. Yo, what's up?
Is the suit settled, Michael? Is it over with?
Yeah, it's over with.
How much did you make, Michael?
I made enough to buy this bottle of wine.
And that's about it. Sean, thanks for the call. All right. We're going to play something right now. There are actually two videos for this song, for Top of the World. You did one, and it's got NASA footage, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and has a totally different look than the live one that you did. The live one's more Sacramento, I think we found out last week.
Yeah, it was basically from Sacramento, a couple other shows. But, the reason we did the live one with this, and there was a reason, because the director for the video, here we go back to video, he wanted to do this concept, and we said, I don't know, it just doesn't really look like us. We always just want to be ourselves. We don't want to act or be out of context. So we said, well, let's have a backup. We'll let you do that, but we want to do that as well, and then we want to have them both to show. Like, this band is, I think we're complete jerks. We do not
second the motion.
We do not cooperate with record companies, management, nor video directors, nor anyone. But the point is that we're very self-indulgent. We just want to be what we are. We don't want to have our fans think that we're like trying to do something to get bigger or to do this for any reason. So that's why we did the two videos.
Well, no wonder you can't get a video shot. Your own cooperative with a director.
Two guys are pissed.
You guys, good grief. Well, this is taken right off of the video here. This is recorded live in Sacramento. Top of the World, Van Halen on Rockline on the Global Satellite Network. Live version of Top of the World for you. Van Halen recorded live in Sacramento. It's an evening with Michael Anthony and Sammy Hagar of Van Halen, and you've still got time to place your call and get on the air with these guys. The Rockline AT&T toll-free number is 1-800-344-ROCK. Rockline and AT&T, the right choice. We are back. If you're one of the fortunate ones who gets on the air tonight with Michael and Sammy, you'll be receiving an autographed CD copy of For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, courtesy of Warner Brothers Records. And we're headed back to the phones right now to Tokyo Bay, a listener of Bay FM 78, and his name is Rio. Rio, welcome to Rockline.
Hi.
Hi, Rio.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, Rio.
Hi.
Rio, what kind of name is Rio in Tokyo?
Hi, I'm really happy to ask you a question because I also play the bass guitar here in Japan.
Oh, Mike.
All right.
My question is, because Van Halen's reputation is being a party band, do you think that you get the proper recognition for your bass playing?
Or do you party too much?
If he wasn't drunk.
Well, I'll tell you, when I first picked up a bass guitar and started playing, that was what I wanted to play. It was like everybody that I knew were playing guitars and drums, and they wanted a bass player, and I picked up a guitar and took the 2 top strings off, and I started playing bass that way. And I'm no frustrated guitarist or anything like that. I love playing bass. I just love the instrument. And of course, everybody says, well, you know, the bass guitarist, he's just supposed to stand there on the side of the stage and not do anything.
That's
and
right.
Just play. Hey, now wait a minute. See, Sammy draws this line every night. He goes, don't cross this line. But I truly love playing the instrument, and to me that gives me more enjoyment than, you know. Of course, I like to be recognized a little bit, but I love playing the instrument. That's all there is to it.
Rio, thanks, and thanks for being on the show tonight. We're going to talk with Tony now as we head to McPherson, Kansas. KICT 95 in Wichita is our affiliate there. And Tony, you're on.
Yeah, good evening, guys.
Hey.
Hey, I want to thank you guys. You guys have been mentors to me for got almost all my life, and got tickets to see you guys next week here in Wichita.
That's great. You will not be disappointed.
All right. Hey, I got a question for you, Sammy.
Yay.
Back in 1985, 1986, when Eddie approached you about joining the band, have you ever thought what would have happened if Eddie would not have asked you?
Yeah, I'd probably be a wealthy man today, retired on some island, huh? You know, very little, to be honest with you, because it was one of them decisions that wasn't like, wow, did I do the right thing? It was one of those decisions that as soon as I came down here and played with the band, 5 minutes into the first song we jammed, which was Summer Nights or Good Enough, those 2 songs, I swear, 5 minutes into it, it was like, yow. You know, I didn't realize how powerful this band is musically because, you know, the band was kind of overshadowed by their image before, like what that last question was about, to be honest with you. So to me, it was hard to really realize what great musicians they were. But anyway, so I never look back like, wow, what if I would have done this? You know, like everything is good. I did the right thing, and I love these guys. They're like my friends. You know, we're really, truly friends and truly brothers. And I don't know. I thought about it a couple times. All I thought about was, gee, I wonder. No, I don't know. I mean,
I wonder what would have happened.
My career at that stage was, you know, I just had my first really big album. I mean, you know, I had a couple gold and platinum albums and so forth, but it was like, you know, my first big sold-out tour and so forth on the VOA thing, and things were going good, and I just didn't see any reason to go capitalize, so it was like inspiring to me to just do something different, because I don't really care about the money. Like I said, it's nothing to do with that. We split it 4 ways, damn it. I used to get it all. But anyway, it's a good band. It's just the best, to me, it's the best rock and roll band I've ever stood in front of and sang, you know?
Now, you told me years ago when you found out that there was a change in Van Halen, that before the band even called you, you knew you were going to get the phone call.
Yeah, I told someone, I said, you know, you watch, they're going to call me. And I wasn't into it because, like I said, I thought the image was wrong. I didn't dig the image, and because I've always been kind of like a
and in a way,
healthy...
it was almost pretty obvious because we knew Sammy was like right there. And, you know, like Sam was saying, the first time we ever played together, I've still got the tape that we let run, and it blows me away even now. I'll sit at home and put it on and just go, whoa.
Yeah.
It was magic, right. and it still is magic, and that's what you look for. You look for that thing when you go, wow,
you bet.
This is it.
You bet.
And that's what this band is.
Bring that with you next time, would you?
Mm-hmm. Hey, are you crazy? I'm making up words. The only thing was Summer Nights. The melodies were the same, but the word Summer Nights were on there and Good Enough.
Right.
Both those titles were there.
Tony, there you go. Thanks for being on the Rockline with us. It's Chris's turn in Fresno. 106 KKDJ is our station there, and it's your turn, Chris.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Well, to be honest with you, nothing. Bob's getting boring here.
First of all, I want to say I saw you guys 3 times this tour, and each time was just great, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again.
Where'd you see us? Can I ask that?
Yeah, Costa Mesa, the Shoreline, and up in Sacramento.
What was the best?
Man.
I tell you, I don't know. That Sacramento show just blew me
Raw.
away.
It was raw. That was down and dirty. I agree. The last show on the tour.
That was the last one, and I went home exhausted.
Me too.
I barely made it home. I tell you.
Me too.
That was the one show that we taped for the Top of the World video.
Yeah. I see myself jumping up and down every once in a while.
Really cool. That's real cool.
Yeah, but anyway, I got a question for Michael. Taking nothing away from Sammy's vocals, because I think you're top of your class. But I was wondering, has Michael ever had the urge or step forward to sing a lead on a Van Halen song? Or
well, I always have urges, but it's weird because in a way, when I first joined the band, I wanted to get away from singing because I was lead singing and playing bass in the band before Van Halen, and when I joined the band, it was like both Ed and Al were singing backgrounds.
Oh, Jesus.
So, sorry, Al, I had to tell him that one. So I figured, well, I'm just going to play bass, and that'll be it. But once I started singing, well, I've never really considered myself a lead singer. I've never had any formal training or anything, and I just like to, sing, whether it's in the shower or whatever. So, I don't know. Sammy, what do you think?
I'll just say from my standpoint, it's fine with me. It's like I'm not on this ego thing, hey, nobody can sing. To me, Mikey's voice is definitely the background sound for Van Halen. I mean, without that, it's not that same sound that they've had from the beginning.
Yeah, that's true.
It's Mikey. It's no one else. It's Mike and Ed, but it's really Mike's voice that makes it.
You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to lead sing a song with Sammy sometime.
Me doing what? Harmony?
Well, we do.
I can't sing that high.
No,
this guy's got the highest.
Maybe we do a little exchange.
Well, we've done that, Mike, on live. Mike sang rock and roll the Zeppelin tune a couple of times. My voice is out. I say, Mike, take it.
Well, now the truth is out. Now we know what some of those urges are.
You don't remember. It's the last song in the set on the old set, and by then he don't remember now.
Yeah,
Shot.
It's toward the end of the show. He's gone, right?
Hey,
Chris, thanks. We're going to play another song for you right now from For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge by Van Halen. This one is called Man on a Mission on Rockline.
Oh, yeah.
This that he's got out now. These are who's distributing these?
I am.
Michael Anthony is distributing them, handing them out all around the building tonight.
Send all your checks to me.
Some Gators thing. I just made these things. Like I always wear sunglasses, because it's like I'm always burnt in the morning. So I said I want to design some glasses that I want to wear. So anyway, they're Red Rocks. So I had to give Bob some. But when you put them on, they give you an attitude. So when Bob put them on, he's like instantly he becomes
I'm gonna put them on right now. So a little attitude comes out.
P-R-I-C-K instantly. Look at him. Right. Don't mess with that dude.
Sammy, I want to talk to you about saying boring a minute ago. Welcome back to Rockline. It's an evening with Sammy Hagar and Michael Anthony from Van Halen. Our next call is from Dallas, Texas. Scott is on the line. Scott's a listener of Q102. Scott, were you at the show?
Yeah, I was at the free show, and thanks, guys, for playing. It was great.
All right.
Hey, if you weren't at the show, then you weren't from Dallas. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm not from Dallas. I was at the show.
Let me write that down. I think. What's on your mind tonight, Scott?
I had a question for Sammy. In the second leg of the tour, will there be any different songs in the set?
Yeah, we just added Right Now to the set, but it's hard because most of the people, we're not bored with any of the set. Like if we were bored, we change it up a lot every night. Let me get close to the mic. I sound like Bob. But anyway, so we're always tempted after a leg to go, wow, we've already played that set. But there's a lot of people that haven't seen it. So what we played in Dallas that day was really about a third of the set. We only played an hour. We played about 2.5 hours. So we're not changing. We just added Right Now, and I'm flip-flopping my solo section with about 3 different songs now on my acoustic guitar. And other than that, I don't know, Eddie, he changes his stuff.
You never know what's going to happen from night to night.
Yeah.
But basically, it's sort of the same, but it's never the same. Anyone seen 2 Van Halen concerts, it's not the same. They go, why, I saw you guys last night. Well, how come?
What 3 songs are you doing? Will you tell us?
The 3 that I'm
rotating?
Yeah. Eagles Fly, Give to Live, and a new song that no one's ever heard. If I get it together good enough.
If you get it together, right?
Well, really, will you tell the rest of the band?
No.
You're just going to spring it on you, yeah. Follow me.
I'm not the only one who does that.
Scott, thanks for calling. We're going to move on now to Omaha. Mike is on the line, a listener of Z92. Welcome to the Rockline, Mike.
Mike, Sammy.
Yo.
Mike.
Now, here's a high energy cat. Thanks.
All right.
Jeez, I can't believe I'm talking to you guys. This is great. Listen, Sean and Jeff are here with me. They say hi and everything.
All right.
What's up, Sean and Jeffrey?
Listen, Sammy, I want to thank you for Eagles Fly, man. That's a great song, and I can't wait to hear Give to Live and the other song and next time you come around. We saw you guys in Kansas City here in August, and it was just a killer show. We just had a great time.
Yeah, those outdoor places we played, like Kansas City, it was great. It was really kind of warm and friendly and out. Yeah. I don't know, it was just great. But well, thanks, because Eagles Fly is special to me. And so
it's just a great song. Listen, Sammy, Jeff and I went down last August. We went down to Cabo San Lucas and saw you guys' place down there. It's just amazing.
And you made it back,
really
huh? Great. Good job.
Live to tell about it.
I guess that's saying something, isn't it? Yeah.
Listen, we're going back, of course. Go there once, be there twice. And,
there you go.
This guy's got all of it. Yeah.
We're gonna be back there again next summer, and we're just wondering if there's any chance that we may see you guys.
Well, I've been down there 3 times this year. The band hasn't been back since the grand opening because there's been all kinds of things. We've been writing, recording a song, and all that stuff. And one guy in the band hates the place, not the club, but hates the place because
it's not me.
No, so he had some problems down there, so he got sick.
Okay, yeah.
That kind of put a mojo on. So, but the whole band hopefully will get back down there. But Mikey and I are going to go down there and jam with some other people and just goof off because that's what it's about. It's fun. When we went down to Van Halen, it was almost too big of a deal. There's 5,000 people out front, and they busted the gates and kicked the door down, and we had to go out the back door and climb up the fire escape. But that isn't much fun down there. It's really fun when there's 40, 50 people in there, and you're up there just jamming with some other Mexican guys. You're going, smoke on the water,
smoke on the water.
That's when it's cool, when it's loose like that. So that's what we want to do.
You guys aren't drinking all the profits, are you?
No, when we're down there, we do.
Yeah.
Hey, there ain't no profits in Mexico. I just want to get that straight. That was not a business venture. That was strictly for fun.
That was for fun. You're not going to make money down there.
You have to pay to get out.
Senor, you have a fax machine? $200 tax.
And a free card for the police.
Oh, man. Mike, thanks for being on. We're going to move on now. Danny's on the line in Los Angeles, listener of 95.5 KLOS. Danny, you're on the Rockline with Van Halen.
Yeah. Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
All right.
I have a question for Mike.
Mm-hmm.
In the song Judgment Day, I just thought it was amazing how you hit those high parts. How do you do that?
Now, see, if I told you that secret, everybody'd be hitting them high parts. Hey, you know what?
We have this chick.
Grabs a certain spot.
Oh, that reminds me, I want to say hi to my wife. No, to tell you the truth, I really have no idea. I've never had any kind of vocal training, and it just kind of comes out. And believe me, singing harmonies with Sammy, it's like kind of pushes me to the envelope of my vocal range.
To the envelope,
the envelope.
The thing at the end of that song, I hit about the highest note I can possibly hit, and Mikey had to go above it.
Had to go above it.
So we gave him helium, a swift kick in the...
And then I sing like this.
Now, talking about you and your wife, you have good news, don't you?
Yeah. Actually, I want to say hi to my daughter, Alicia, who's listening in tonight. And
this is Mikey talking now.
Yes, and my wife, Sue. We found out last week we're expecting our second child.
All right. Another little Anthony coming into the world here.
Oh, my God.
When's the due date?
Late August is what we think it is.
So, wife, how's your wife and my kids doing?
I don't know. My wife wasn't sure it was hers.
Music time. We're with Sammy and Michael from Van Halen
Thanks,
tonight.
Bob.
I think we better hit this right now. Yeah. For unlawful carnal knowledge. We're back with Sammy and Michael in just a moment. Come back with us on Rockline on the Global Satellite Network.
Get ready. Get set. Because
we are back. It's an evening with Van Halen. About to put the wraps on it. Still some time for you to be on the air, though. Sherry has her turn in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Listener of KMOD. Sherry, hi.
Hi.
Hi, Sherry. Good.
Great. I just saw you guys in Kansas City in '88 at Monsters of Rock, And I was wondering if you guys would do another concert like that, another tour like that. And if you did you think it was a success?
Well, I'll say I think it was a success because the only show, everyone made a lot of bad press about that, saying that, it was a bomb. It cost so much money to do that show because there's so many bands and big production, 3-state. But make a long story short, there were about 8 shows on that whole thing that lost a lot of money, but the worst attendance was 44,000 people, and that's hardly a bomb,
Yeah.
And Kansas City show was one of the good rowdy down and dirty shows, if I remember. It was like hot and it was smoking. They had that girl on that blanket throwing her up in the air, and pretty soon she's no bra, now no panties, now she's naked. Okay.
Now there's the mark of a good show.
That's right. But
I missed that.
But anyway, it was fun. I don't think we'd do it again. The pressure of doing that was real tough because of all the bands and the amount of money, like I said, it cost to do a show like that. You could easily, I don't know who's going to take the whipping. Say, I'll eat that $350,000. Thank you.
Besides the fact of putting the people through all that for like 9, 11 hours, it's a long day.
It was a fun concept.
I don't think anybody trade that, though. It's a good 9 hours,
But it was a fun concept, but it's too stressful for me to follow all them bands, to be honest with you. I'm telling you, it was really, them people out there burnt. We walk on stage, we had fun. The audience was there for us every night. Thank God we got good fans. But it was like stressful thinking, God, are they going to be burnt? It's like 110 degrees, and they've been there since 6 months.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit too much, So I think Van Halen, the direction we're going is to be an evening with.
Sherry, there you go. Thanks for being on the Rock Line. Let's talk to Wes in Springfield, Missouri. He is a listener of US 97.
Hey, Mike, Sam.
Hey, Wes.
What's going on, man? I wonder if you guys could just say hi, Lori, for me.
Yo, Lori, what's up?
Hi, Lori.
Yeah, my question was for Sam.
That figures.
My favorite album that you've done outside of Van Halen has been HSAS with Neil Schon.
Oh.
And I was just wondering if you'd ever had any plans to do anything else with him, or what's your relationship with him right now?
Oh, Neil's my buddy. He's been my buddy because we're from the Bay Area for a long time, and we just wanted to play together. The HSAS record had no commercial potential or any... we didn't conceive it to be a big record. We just wanted to do something for fun, and everyone else said, well, let's do this, let's do that. But make a long story short, that was fun. Neil's my buddy. He came to our rehearsals, right, Mike? Neil was there almost every night before we went on tour. He's over there going, yeah, man,
Neil's a great guy. He comes, hangs out, makes us feel real good.
Yeah. But the song Missing You and a couple songs on the album I think are really great. I think that was a great record just because it was real. It was live, no overdubs, no, weird stuff. Live vocals
lighter
live.
shade of pale.
Well, that one, Neil overdub acoustic in the studio. It's funny, but I didn't overdub the vocals. But thanks.
Now that you mention it, right.
It was real. I like anything that's real.
Wes, thanks. Let's move on to Tokyo Bay, a listener of Bay FM 78, and a nice Japanese name this time around. Earl, welcome to the Rock Line. Hi, Earl.
It's Australian, actually.
Oh, okay.
Say, mate.
What the heck,
What's the word I'm looking for?